I call the Monday, March 18th, 2024 Board of School Directors regular meeting to order. We have 9 of our board members present this evening, and I just want to remind everyone that we are videotaping this, and we are doing it from Cedar Crest High School in the LGI. And the link to view this live stream is located on the school board meetings page of the Cornwall-Lebanon School District website. At this time, I'd like to call Hazel Lutz to the podium, from South Lebanon, who will lead us in the Pledge to Allegiance.
I was introducing myself first.
Well, she introduced you. Okay. So you can say I'm Hazel Lutz if you want.
No,
Okay.
okay.
Put your hand on your heart. Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance.
Sorry, Hazel's a little nervous. This is Hazel Lutz, and she's going to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Stay here a minute. Here, switch places with me. There you go. Hey.
Hello, Hazel. Thank you for being with us this evening. We appreciate the great job you did leading us in the pledge to the flag, and I'm going to present this American flag into you for doing that. Would you like to tell us who is with you this evening? Your parents over here?
My mom and dad are here, and so are my 2 brothers.
Wow, welcome. Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good job, Steve.
Okay, again, welcome to everyone. It's so great to see so many people here this evening. We're pleased to have a number of student presentations and many guests. We will be staging the presentations in 2 sections, and we'll take a break to greet the students and their families after each section. So at this time, we will start with Ava Schreier, who will give us the Cedar Crest High School Student Council report.
Hi, so yes, I'm Ava Schreier, the junior rep for Student Council, and just some updates that we have. So our King of Courts was very successful in raising $35,434.53 for the American Heart Association. We are also right now starting to work on Teacher Appreciation Week. We're collecting gift cards, donations, things like that to get that started. Student Council elections for the members for the 2024 to 2025 Student Council will take place in April. And following that, we will begin organizing our annual Cedar Crest High School Relay for Life food truck event. And yep, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ava. We appreciate your report. Okay, good. So now we'll move, I'll call Assistant Principal Mike Rohrbach to present Cedar Crest High School and CTC Students of the Month. Mr. Rohrbach?
Thank you. Good evening, school board members, honored guests, and community members. Tonight I have the honor of presenting several Students of the Month from Cedar Crest High School. I'd like to start by introducing Fernando Marquez. So Fernando, could you please come on up? Fernando is actually the February Student of the Month, but he couldn't make it, so he's here in March. Fernando is the son of Stephen Marquez and Romanita Reyes. Fernando has made an extremely positive impact through his work at Cedar Crest High School, being a mentor and student assistant. Throughout his senior school year, Fernando has been working as a teacher assistant within Mr. Williams and Mrs. Bonacuse's special education classrooms. He works one-on-one with students, supporting them within their curriculum. Fernando has 3 underclassmen assigned to him as well. He provides guidance and support to these students through weekly meetings. Outside of the classroom, Fernando has excelled as a member of our Cedar Crest High School football and basketball teams. He has worked as a volunteer counselor for both football and basketball youth camps. Outside of school, Fernando works at Cece's Pizza, the Quentin Tavern, and Hershey Park. Fernando's future plans are to attend Indiana University of Pennsylvania to major in business management and to continue his football career. We are proud to have Fernando representing our student body as a February Student of the Month. Congratulations, Fernando. Up next, we're going to move to one of our March Students of the Month, Emily Harrell. Emily is the daughter of Justin and Christina Harrell. Would you please stand to be recognized? Emily is a kind-hearted, dedicated, and loyal student who has pushed herself to become a leader within our school. Emily is passionate about music. She has used her passion to become a leader within the Cedar Crest High School music department. Emily was a section leader for the marching band during her junior and senior year. She's also been a leader within CCHS Students for Christ Club and recently auditioned and qualified for the district band, which she was quite proud of when I spoke with her this morning. Emily has been a member of our pit orchestra for the last 3 years and a member of the symphonic band and concert band for all 4 years. In addition to her musical roles, Emily is a member of the National Honor Society and Key Club. Emily's future plans are to continue pursuing her passion for music by earning a degree in music education from either LVC or E-Town College. We are proud to have Emily represent the student body as one of our March Students of the Month. Congratulations, Emily. Good job. Finally this evening, we have Bryn Dunlop. Bryn Dunlop is Lebanon County CTC Student of the Month for March. Bryn is the daughter of Lance and Becky Dunlop. Would you please stand to be recognized? Bryn is a senior at CCHS and is enrolled in the Health Careers Technology program at CTC. Bryn is a member of the National Technical Honor Society and the student organization HOSA at the CTC. She has received the honor of Student of the Quarter while attending CTC over the past 2 years. Outside of school, she is active in her church as a volunteer for community service projects. She also works part-time at Dairy Queen. After graduation, Bryn plans to attend a 4-year university to study nursing, and her future career goals is to be a traveling nurse. We are proud to have Bryn represent Cedar Crest High School as a CTC Student of the Month. Congratulations, Bryn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rohrbach, for bringing these outstanding students before us. Congratulations to the students and their families. And now we'll move and call Principal Mr. Brown from South Lebanon, who will present Student of the Year.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present Emma Grimes as the South Lebanon Student of the Year. Emma is here with her parents, Andrew and Jenna Grimes, along with her brother and grandparents. I'd ask for her parents to stand up to be recognized. Members of the Cornwall-Lebanon School District, CLSD Board of Directors, South Lebanon staff and community, it's my honor and pleasure to present Emma as the 2024 South Lebanon Elementary Student of the Year. When Emma was selected as the Student of the Year, I asked Emma's current and former teachers for insights into the character that Emma has shown to be nominated for this award. Common themes emerged in the responses from her teachers: empathetic, positive example, always smiling, creative, and hardworking. Of all the comments made, one that stood out the most focused on the way that Emma cares about others. Emma is always willing to lend a helping hand and offer a kind word for those around her. When I sat down with Emma, she told me that her fondest memories at South Lebanon were the relationships that she made with friends and her field trip to Landis Valley in 4th grade. As Emma gets ready to transition to middle school, she's looking forward to see her big brother Nick in the hallways. In the future, Emma plans to play soccer for the middle school team, and she's considering trying volleyball as well. I asked Emma what advice she would give the younger students, and Emma didn't hesitate. She told me that she would tell other kids to enjoy each grade and new experience, and that they should always try to help each other and treat them kindly. These comments speak to Emma's positive character. Thank you, Emma, for doing your part to make South Lebanon a better place. You are truly deserving of the South Lebanon Elementary Student of the Year Award.
Hi, my name is Emma Grimes. I'm a 5th grader from South Lebanon. I'm involved in some after-school activities. I played soccer since I was 4 years old. I just started horseback riding because I love horses and I just think they are majestic creatures. First, I would just like to thank Jesus Christ. Through him, all things are possible. Thank you to my teachers and substitutes throughout the years, my parents and grandparents for helping me grow in so many ways. At school, I'm a hard worker. I always try my best. I like to take my time on things and make sure they're done well. I enjoy science and math because I love learning about nature and the world, and I like math because it can help me with a lot of things in life. I look forward to going to middle school and will keep my brother in line. In the future, my goal is to become a vet or a teacher because I love animals and helping kids. Someday, I hope to accomplish that goal. Thank you for everything you do, and I'm so honored to get this award.
This plaque says, "For superior performance, Emma Grimes." And it certainly sounds like you have superior performance. And just listening to everything you said and all the things that you're doing, we thank you for being such an integral part of South Lebanon Elementary School and being a good role model to all the other students there, it sounds like. And I even heard that you have some plans already for the middle school. So thank you for all you do. Congratulations. I present this plaque to you
Thank you.
and this card,
Thank you.
and I say thank you. And thank you to your teachers who are here, who selected an outstanding student, for sure, and to your family, congratulations. Okay. I guess we'll turn it this way. Yeah, we'll turn it. Thank you. The bottom of it is coming out. And now we'll turn to Principal Mr. McGinty, who will present Union Canal Student of the Year.
Good evening, school board members, district administration, staff, students, and parents. This evening, I have the honor to present to you the Union Canal 2024 Student of the Year, Gregory Harris. Gregory is the son of Allison Urick and Gregory Harris, and also the grandchild of Sue and Jim Ulrich, who continue to support and guide him in all of his accomplishments. Would you please stand to be recognized? Gregory personifies the term Union Canal pride. He arrives at school each day with a smile on his face and a positive attitude that is contagious. He approaches each day with an open mind, constantly working to learn all that he can. Gregory does not see mistakes as failures, but rather opportunities to grow. He not only has an excellent academic record, but he's extremely involved in activities within our school community and is an exceptional athlete. Most importantly, he feels it is important that his actions and character properly represent himself, his school, and our district to the community at large. Academically, Gregory always gives his best effort. He participates in numerous enrichment classes, as well as our advanced math section. Gregory is very active on our Good Morning Union Canal announcement show, and one of Gregory's most admirable traits is his character. As principal of Union Canal, I have received several messages from teachers, staff, and students, and even other parents, how Gregory has been willing to be selfless and support other students in everything from being comforting, helpful, and a good friend, but also a tutor. It is Union Canal's proud to recognize this year Gregory Harris as the 2024 Student of the Year.
Good evening, Cornwall Lebanon School Board, school district staff, and everyone else here tonight. I am very honored and thankful for this opportunity and that I've been named Union Canal Student of the Year. Being given this award makes me feel happy, excited, and a little surprised, because I thought you had to be a perfect student with straight A's, but no one is perfect. I would like to thank my mom because she made sure I got on the bus on time and helped me when I was confused with my homework. I would like to thank my dad for helping me when I was confused with math and for getting me to practice. I would like to thank my grandparents for being there when I needed them most and helping me out with my studies. I would also like to thank some of my teachers at Union Canal who have helped me along the way. I would like to thank Jackson Wright because whenever we did an assignment, he was the one who I wanted to beat. I would like to thank Miss Rest because she had the best attitude. She was funny and could still teach amazingly. I would like to thank all the fifth grade teachers at Union Canal for pushing me to do my work and making sure I had it done in time. Some of my best memories at Union Canal are coming here in second grade and meeting everybody here, catching up with people I haven't talked to in a while, meeting all the teachers while progressing through the year. My best memory, though, was becoming the UCWF World Heavyweight Champion. If you were wondering what that is, it's a character we have on our morning announcements. Receiving this award will remind me to keep pushing no matter what. When I'm older, it will remind me to continue to get good grades and always strive to be better. This award will remind me to be a good person and help those in need. In the future, I hope to be a good friend and help my classmates and teammates. I would also like to graduate high school and go to a good college. When I grow up, I want to become a private lawyer because it has a good salary and I have great negotiation skills. Well, according to my mom. Thank you very much for this honor and thank you for providing a great school for me and my fellow students to attend.
We got one more thing. Here you go, champ. There's your belt. Good job, Gregory. Just stay right here, okay?
So the same thing, Gregory, for superior performance, Gregory Harris. And really, when you think about it, of all the fifth grade students at Union Canal, you were selected for Student of the Year. What a great accomplishment. Congratulations. And all the good things that you said, I certainly can understand why everyone selected you to be Student of the Year. So I also heard that you had goals set already as you're moving forward, which is a good thing. So thank you. Thank you to your parents and grandparents for being with us, and teachers for being with us. And you certainly are getting a great plaque here, and it's well-deserved. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, oh, another picture that we'll hold this up like this.
Come over here away from the mic.
Oh, you want to wear? There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we will take a break so that the board members and administration can come back and congratulate and greet everyone that's here this evening. About 10 minutes. All right, welcome back. This is our second group of people to come in. Thank you so much for being with us. It's great. We had a large first group and now a large second group, so it's so great to see everyone here. We're going to start. I'm going to call Mr. Munns to the podium, please, and hello?
Oh, we're good. Oh, there we are. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to introduce to you two of our high school band members, Audrey Fugate and Ryan Nye, on their musical achievement this year. At this time, would the parents of these students stand and be recognized? These students have achieved state recognition through the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association. Audrey and Ryan successfully auditioned into the All-State Concert Band after a number of auditions within the state system. They will travel to Erie next month as part of the PMEA State Conference. They proved to be the best musicians on their instrument. They both play French horn at all levels, including district band, which is the best of Lebanon, Dauphin, Perry, Cumberland, and Franklin counties, and then the best at region band, which is the best of 15 counties in south central Pennsylvania and up through the Lehigh Valley to advance to the state level. These students have worked tirelessly since last summer to be prepared for all of their performances and auditions. Their motivation, dedication, and perseverance to achieve this is ever present. I'm proud of the work ethic and commitment to excellence they demonstrate in all of the PMEA ensembles, but especially here in our program at Cedar Crest. They're wonderful role models and work very hard to make our entire team great. Their success would not have been possible without the help of all of you here this evening, including our school and district administration. I'd also like to thank their private teacher, Mrs. Susie Fox, they both study with her, for all of the work she does with them on a weekly basis. Thanks so much for your support and congratulations to them. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Munns. We appreciate you being here, and congratulations to the students, too. Mrs. Diepenbach, would you like to say something? You always like, no? Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move and we're going to go to PA Junior Wrestling State Tournament qualifiers. And I call Mr. Spahn, the coach, to the podium, please.
I'm a little shorter. Hey, good evening. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce and present Lily Harchuska and Dakota Dengler to the board tonight for recognition for their achievements this year. The two girls were part of our junior high wrestling team the last 2 years, and this year they both qualified for the Pennsylvania Junior Wrestling Association Junior High Girls State Championship tournament in Johnstown. This is Lily's second year actually qualifying for the tournament, and Lily finished fourth in the tournament. Dakota ended up getting one win there and representing us well. In all honesty, the girls represent our school district, our school, our team, and themselves and their family very well all the time. They have success at wrestling because of the people they are. They're hard workers, smart, coachable. They listen, try. They're good teammates. Everything you really want in a student and an athlete. They make it a privilege to coach them. I'm very happy to have them with us. Hopefully in the coming years, we'll see them wrestling as part of a girls' team here and hopefully wrestling in the Hershey Giants Center in a few years in the state tournament there. I failed to mention their parents are here tonight as well. Sorry, accompanying them. If they could stand up. So thank you for your support this year, and the girls I'm sure appreciate it as well. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Spahn. Congratulations to our wrestlers and to their families. Okay. We're going to move now, go one step backwards, and we're going to go to 6, which I skipped, and call Mr. Bear, coach of the state indoor track champion.
Thanks for having us tonight. It's exciting. We got some band members, we got some wrestlers, we got some basketball players, and we got a runner here in front of us. I want to take a moment to thank Cotty, who is Cadell's mom, for being in attendance tonight. How about a round of applause for Cotty? And I think we should spice it up. You know, it's nice in here in this meeting room, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. Dr. Domencic, you can pick anybody in this room, anybody you want. I know that you're a runner and Dr. Bosman's a runner. You can pick anybody you want to race Cadell. I'll take Cadell over anybody that you want to pick. Do you want to do that real quick?
How far a head start do I get?
It would have to be a pretty hefty head start. So I have the privilege of working with Cadell and coaching Cadell. I've been around this district a long, long time, and I've seen some incredible performances in hurdling and sprinting and jumping and javelin throwing and relay racing, state champ after state champ. And Cadell has just done some amazing things here at Cedar Crest in just her year and a half. So we're here to talk about what she was able to accomplish at the Pennsylvania Indoor State Championships, 400-meter dash, the quarter-mile run, 2 times around indoors. She was not the #1 seed. She had a great warm-up on the outdoor track. We went in, we talked about what the strategy was, be the first to the break line. She was for the first to the break line. She wound up winning her 3rd overall Pennsylvania State Championship in the 400, 2 indoors, 1 outdoor. She ran a high 54, 54.95-ish, I believe, something like that. She went on to the Nike Indoor National Championships and ran 54.38, which is the 2nd fastest sophomore girl in the United States of America this winter. Not everybody has winter track, but it's certainly saying something. So here I present you with our indoor state champion. She also ran in the 200-meter dash and placed 3rd. Our girls' team was in 3rd place for the longest time, and Cadell scored all the points. So it's just an honor to work with her each and every day. I love the development that she's made, the advancements that she's made in the sport, and we hope to see you back here again after the spring track and field season. Congratulations, Cadell.
Thank you, Coach Bear, and congratulations, Cadell, and to your family as well. Now we'll move to number 8, boys basketball team PIAA 6A qualifiers, presented by Coach Smith.
First off, I'd like to say thank you for having us in here, and thank you for all the support from our district administrators and our board members throughout the season. I'd also like to congratulate all the other athletes on their wonderful accomplishments and our musicians as well. So, real special group we have here in front of us, all not here. However, we have a good portion of them. Some of the accomplishments, 9-1 in Section 1, won our 4th Section 1 championship and league championship in the last 10 years. This group undefeated at home, which I think was special. We were able to be district qualifiers. Just fell a couple points short. You know, I really think we beat Cumberland Valley. I think we go on to win the district championship, but you know, that's neither here nor there. And then certainly go ahead and qualify for the state playoffs and go down to play Lower Marion, and just a great experience. So the tireless time that these guys and effort these guys put in, you know, we started last year with workouts in mid-April, you know, and you know, played almost a whole year with, you know, only the spring sport athlete, or I'm sorry, the fall sport athletes taking a break, and finishing with a 21-8 record. So again, This was a long time coming for these guys, especially the seniors, but the entire group, fantastic kids to work with. And the one thing when anyone asks me about my team, the one thing I say is that they are incredible basketball players, but even better people, each and every one of them. So they represented this school district, our basketball program, and this community very, very well. So thanks again for having us, and Lancaster 11 League champions. Oh, sorry. Far right is Jackson Custer. My far right, Jackson Custer. Danny Speaks, Owen Chernich, Cam Simone, RJ Young, Bassem Hassan, Caden Tirado, Aiden Champ, Fernando Marquez, and Jack Warnavich.
Right. Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, team. Job well done. Thank you, Coach Smith, and to your coaching staff as well. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the families as well that are here. Okay, so that brings us to the end of presentations, which were very uplifting. And now we're going to take a short break again to come back and congratulate and greet all the students and their families. Okay, welcome back. We will resume our meeting, and I will go to C, public participation. We have none this evening, so we will go to reports, and I call on Dr. Demansik for his superintendent's comments.
Okay, well, thank you, Mrs. Schlegel, and congratulations to all of our students that we were able to recognize this evening. That's always a great part of our board meetings. Thank you to the board also for taking time to do that, along with all of our staff. You know, you see so many of our staff here that are coaches, advisors, and all these things that we have that happen across the district. It just is really just one small part of all the great things that our staff are doing out there on a regular basis. So really neat to see that here at our board meetings. So our spring athletics season is well underway. We're up and running. Hope that the weather continues to hold out with as little rain as possible. We do have our VITA, our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program here that is offered by our Cedar Crest High School students. Just a fantastic program. Information about that is on our website. We have a number of upcoming events across the district. Last week we did have some of the, or even today, our Music in Our Schools assemblies. We also have this coming weekend, March 21st through 23rd, the spring musical at Cedar Crest Middle School, Into the Woods Junior. And this Friday, we do have the spring dinner and dance for our district resident senior citizens and CLSD Gold Card holders. That is Friday the 22nd here in the high school CAF. We have a number of student artwork pieces that continue to be featured at the Lebanon Council of the Arts building through March 21st. And you will see on our agenda tonight, we have a number, we talked about these last week at our work session, our summer camps, our music, our English language development, our Falcon Summer Science Camps, and there'll be other opportunities as well, including our Falcon Sports Camps. All of these, the information for our families, for our students, is available on the online community bulletin board, which is on the district website. We will have two items on here on Thursday, March 28th, and Tuesday, April 2nd. All schools will be in session. Those are two of our makeup days, so that's just a reminder. We did talk about in the event that we would have anything else, we would be using our FID days. We will be off on school on Friday the 29th and Monday, April 2nd. And we are very quickly nearing the end of the third marking period on Wednesday, April 3rd. So we're almost 3/4 of the way through this school year. On the agenda tonight for approval, we do have the 2023-2024 calendar. First day of school is Monday, August 26th. We will see more activity we see happening with the Falcon Connector. The temporary parking lot is established. We're going to see trailers as well move in this week, and we're going to see more activity on site here as that project continues to get underway. And those are all of the items that I have. So thank you, Mrs. Schlegel.
Thank you, Dr. Demansik. President's comments. I just would like to say that we do anticipate a lot of enthusiasm for the upcoming spring schedule. Our students will be involved in numerous activities and events at all levels throughout the district, and we appreciate the time and effort required to make all of this happen. We again thank the administration and staff for your continued dedication and commitment to our students. We are proud of the accomplishments of our students, and we do look forward to their continued success. And now we'll move to number 3, Intermediate Unit 13, Mrs. Diefenbach.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. You have 4 documents on board docs because we didn't, both from February and March. We just met last Wednesday. Our next meeting is coming up April 10th, and it will be in Lebanon at 1 Cumberland, which is now up and running. Hooray! If you check out some of the documents, the board report for March at the very bottom, it highlights Sunday, April 14th as Basket Bingo. Evidently, it's a very effective fundraiser for the IU13 programs, and they say they're pretty cutthroat. So if you like bingo and you're good at it, there you go. All the information is there. But closer to home, this Friday, from 9, I think it is, until noon or 1, out at Cornwall Manor, is the spring bazaar, the spring craft sale for all the kiddos in the life skills and other classes with their businesses. And it's a really neat event. I always push this one. They sell wonderful things for your dogs and your friends' pets, as well as for you to eat and buy and crafts. So go and take your wallet. In the other documents are included the actual business we did, but then helping districts help students. If you scroll down there a little bit, you'll find a link to Jason Zimmerman, who is doing the STEELS Standards Overview and the STEELS Institute, which is designed to build a network between educators, community institutions, industry partners, and students. Jason is a Cedar Crest grad. Hooray! We were at the FFA banquet. If you look at that program, he's on there in about 8 million things at the national level as well. And then he went to teaching from farming and he just loved it and went to IU13, and now bingo, here he is doing neat stuff. So I've been blabbing enough. Have a happy Easter. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Diefenbach. Now we'll move to 4, Lebanon County Tax Collection Committee, Mrs. Hentz.
The Tax Collection Committee met on February the 14th. We had the only things that I wanted to bring to your attention, I do have a draft in board docs of the meeting. We did approve the officers of the committee, which is Brian Hoffman, who represents the Anvil-Cleona municipalities, and then also Dean Moyer, who represents Elko municipalities. One is the chairman, and the other one would be the vice chairman. And then I was nominated and approved for treasurer. Everything else is going well with collections, and then also we did have an exec session regarding the Keystone's contract renewal. Hopefully we'll come up with negotiations, and that will conclude hopefully either in May or then August meetings, that we'll have that approved. That concludes my report.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hentz. And now we'll move to Lebanon County Career and Technology Center. You did receive a hard copy of the newsletter, as well as both the minutes and the newsletter in board docs. There are so many positive things in the February newsletter highlighting our students and students across the county. So I am going to take time to go through and highlight some of those things. The first page is talking about Skills USA, the District 5 competition. And if you look through, you will see pictures, but then you also, if you go past the pictures, we'll see a list of all the students in the county that participated in PA Skills USA. And I will go over Cornwall Lebanon students that did win a medal. And the first category is first place gold medal. And we have 3 students in that category. Wesley Harnish in pastry arts, Madison Knoll in cosmetology, and Ava Stutzman in pastry arts. We have one in the silver, and that is Ruby Wolf in the automotive technology program. And then in bronze, Cornwall Lebanon has 8 students. Connor Bechtel, plumbing HVAC, Zarala Soto in culinary arts, Preston Barton in welding, Ben Kuzak in electromechanical, Emily Gerhardt in law enforcement, Zerai Miles in cosmetology, Christopher Trexler in networking, and Camille Valentine in law enforcement. So congratulations to all the Cornwall Lebanon students, as well as the students across the county. We congratulate all of them. And the next below, I will highlight quickly the adult students. We had from the Lebanon County Career and Technology Center, three adult students entered competition, and all three won gold medals. And you can see their names, and you can read about them. Nazareth Perella in the masonry program, Devin Picard in the pastry arts program, and Dakota Wennington in the network technology program. So congratulations to those adult students. The next page has to do with the construction trades returning to Lebanon County, and you can read about that program that they did now continue that, and you can see some of the things that they're now involved in now that we are continuing to move forward with that. The next page, the landscape and horticulture program, was at the PA Farm Show, and they set up a large landscaping design. And you can, again, read about all the things that are highlighted in this piece about the landscape and horticulture program. Right next to that is the competition results from the PA Farm Show. Below that are dates that the school counseling department put out. And if you turn the page, this is where we can be very proud that for students of the quarter in the second marking period, Cornwall-Lebanon has 20 students that are being recognized. And I know there are 20 students, but I am going to call them out. I think that they're well-deserving of that. Connor Beard in the culinary arts, Stephanie Davis in the law enforcement, Damian Dundor in the law enforcement, Emily Gerhart in law enforcement, Robalyn Gonzalez Silvero in law enforcement, Wesley Harnish in pastry arts, Gage Hess in law enforcement, Anthony Jimenez in automotive technology, Liam Melanson in media communications, Jonathan Miller in culinary arts, Paige Sako in law enforcement, Caden Smith in law enforcement, Veronica Sergot in culinary arts, Ava Stutzman in pastry arts, Maral, this is a good name here to pronounce, Maharabel Tawardas in law enforcement, Pierce Weaver in law enforcement, Victoria Williams in law enforcement, Derek Winters, automotive technology, and Ruby Wolf in automotive technology. So 20 students. So congratulations, and I guess we can acknowledge how proud we are of those students. Right next, on the next page, the National Technical Honor Society. The induction ceremony was held on February 15th in the CTC cafeteria, and there are 6 students. And by the way, the picture of those 6 students are on the next page, but they are Brian Dunlop in Health Careers Technology, Lauren Grabby, Medical Assistance, Peter Leininger, Media Communication, Yuri Pina Beltry, Sports Therapy Science, Dominic Roth, Sports Therapy Science, and Ava Stutzman, Pastry Arts. So congratulations to those 6 students as well. And then if that isn't enough, on the back page, we have 2 Cornwall-Lebanon students that are also February Rotary Students of the Month. The first is Veronica Sergot from Culinary Arts Program. And you can read about her, but I will tell you that after graduation, she plans to attend Penn College to earn an associate's degree in culinary arts. And her future career goal is to become a successful chef. And then Peter Leininger in media communications. And after graduation, Peter plans to obtain additional training in filmmaking, and he hopes to complete an internship, and his career goal is to be a filmmaker. So congratulations to Veronica and Peter. And now, moving to the minutes, I will make a few comments about the minutes. The meeting was held February 27th, and I'll go right to the director's report. The first bullet, the review of resignations. You will see those resignations in the minutes. They're indicated. Next is the review of the timeline for the RFP for feasibility study. If you remember, I talked about the Cornwall, the Career in Tech moving forward with the feasibility study. Well, we're getting closer to that. We did put an advertisement out for RFPs to come into the CTC, and they were due on the 15th, this past Friday. And so what we are going to do now is we are going to interview the firms, and select a firm that will conduct the RFP. So we are moving forward, which is great. The update and negotiations, that's ongoing. We do have a meeting on Wednesday evening. And also the review of the draft 2024-25 budget, that will be tomorrow evening at our meeting. And Mrs. Geyer will be going over that with the JOC board. The other thing I will point out is the substitute rate. We did approve the substitute rate going from $125 to $140, and that's effective March 4th of this year. And our next meeting is March 19th, which is tomorrow evening, and that concludes my report. Now we'll move to 6, Pennsylvania School Boards Association. Ms. Carpenter.
Thank you, Mr. Schlegel. Just a few things on the calendar. March 9th and the 16th, there was a board leadership workshop. On March 14th, there was a spring legal roundup. And on March 19th, tomorrow, there is Penn SSI, that's Penn School Safety Institute Summit. And then on April 8th, there is a Spring Advocacy Day. And things you may have missed, on February 28th, there was a Pennsylvania Child Labor Act webinar. They all are recorded on PSBA. They also did do a review of the governor's budget, if you would like to go back and look at that. Another thing that they have is an outreach team, a PSBA outreach team. So if any of the school board directors do have questions about policies or legislation or just questions about personal development, there is an email that you can reach out to, and there's also office hours and some contacts listed. And that concludes my section.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. And now we'll move to E, consent items. I have a motion to approve the February minutes.
I move that we approve the February 12th, 2024 regular meeting.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion approved 9-0. And now moving to the treasurer's report, a motion, please.
I move we approve the treasurer's report.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. And 3, payment of general fund bills. A motion, please.
I move we pay the bills.
And I second that we paid the bills.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Now moving to action items. We'll start with number 1, building and grounds. Mr. Snyder.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. Make a motion to approve Moore Engineering as a mechanical engineer for the design of the boiler upgrades at Ebenezer Elementary School and for the design of the boilers and chiller upgrade at Cornwall Elementary School per their proposal dated January 30th, 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
And make a motion to ratify services for the Cumberland Analytical Laboratories Incorporated and authorize the district business office to advertise to bid for the material removal project at the Cedar Crest High School.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
And make a motion to grant permission to employ the summer maintenance crew for 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
And make a motion to approve payment of the Cedar Crest Campus Renovation Funds bill in the amount of $127,441.82.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
And make a motion to approve payments of capital reserve fund bills in the amount of $66.03.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
And that includes buildings and grounds.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. Now we'll move to 2, Community Relations, Curriculum, Staff Development. Dr. Weiss.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I make a motion to approve the 2024 English Language Development, ELD, Summer Camp Experience Program, funded by Title III Federal Supplemental Program.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I make a motion to approve the 2024 Falcon Summer Science Camp Program.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I make a motion to approve credit reimbursements in the amount of $18,779.80.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. That is approved 9-0.
And that concludes my portion.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss. And now we'll move to 3, Extracurricular, Mr. Zug.
Thank you. I move to approve and ratify the following Sunday use of facilities. Cedar Crest High School boys basketball team to use the Cedar Crest High School large group instructional room, gym, Sunday, March 3rd, 2024, from 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. for senior recognition and end-of-season event. Cedar Crest High School football team to use the Earl Bolt Stadium Sunday, March 10th and 24th, April 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, and May 5th, 2024, 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. for open team workouts. Cedar Crest Falcon field hockey to use the Earl Bolt Stadium Sunday, April 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, and May 5th, 2024, from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. for youth training and games. Elite baseball to use the Cedar Crest High School baseball fields on Saturday and Sundays beginning May 25th and May 26th, 2024, and ending on October 26th and 27th of 2024, Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. for baseball tournaments. Iona Soccer Club to use the South Lebanon Elementary School soccer fields beginning March 18th, 2024, and ending May 31st, 2024, Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. for practices and games.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
I approve the following overnight field trips. Cedar Crest High School students to Atlanta, Georgia, Saturday, May 25th, 2024, to Sunday, May 26th, 2024, for Quiz Bowl Championship.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
I move to accept the following fiduciary funds statements for a period of July 1st, 2023 through February 29th, 2024. Cedar Crest High School and Middle School Activity Funds, Cedar Crest High School Scholarship Fund, Marlon H. Kessler Memorial Fund, and the Wellness Fund.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I move to approve the 2024 Summer Music Program.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
That concludes my section. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zug. And now we'll move to 4, Finance and Business. Ms. Carpenter.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I do not have anything for my section, so that concludes it.
Yeah, it's quite unusual. Thank you. Yeah.
I did that already.
I'm going to make up for it, so.
Yeah, you will make up for it, yeah. Okay, so we will move to 5, Personnel. Ms. Oziak.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I move to approve the amendment to the Act 93 agreement effective July 1st, 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I move to approve the proposed 2024-2025 classified employees compensation matrices and positions, longevity bonus, schedules, and other position schedule.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I move to accept, ratify the following resignations and retirements listed A through J.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I move to accept the revision to a previous approval, listed A, Kimberly Rohr, Instructional Assistant, Special Education, Cedar Crest High School, from the conclusion of the 2023-2024 school year to April 30th, 2024, due to retirement.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
I move to approve the following requests for leave. Brittany Horst, kindergarten instructor, Cornwall Elementary School, childbearing leave effective approximately May 9th, 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I move to approve the following changes in employment status, listed A through G, but would like to recognize Dr. Barbara May and Emily Lebo, both in our audience tonight.
Congratulations.
Yes,
And
congratulations, and welcome, Emma.
First, we better get a second
Yeah,
and a vote.
That's okay. Right.
We need a
We have a motion, we need a second, you're right.
I did second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, show of hands. 9-0.
Now it's official.
Now we'll clap. Congratulations.
I move to approve, ratify the employment of the following personnel effective with the 2023-2024 school year, pending completion of pre-employment materials listed A through M.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
I move we approve the employment of the following personnel effective with the 2024-2025 school year, pending completion of pre-employment materials listed A through O.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. It passes 9-0.
And I move we approve volunteer coaches Madison Brown, boys and girls track, Hannah Robinson softball, and Brittany Potts softball.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion is approved 9-0.
Thank you. That concludes my section.
Thank you, Ms. Oziak. And now we'll move to 6, Policy Management. Mr. Bensing.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I make a motion to approve the 2024-2025 school calendar. Can I get a second, please?
Second. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Okay, opposed? Okay. So we have 8 approved and 1 no. So it does pass, and and the motion is approved. Okay. 8-1-0. Okay, so now we'll move to 2.
I make a motion to approve the use of April 2nd, 2024 as a make-up day for school closing on February 13, 2024 due to inclement weather.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
I make a motion to approve the final adoption of the following policies that were placed on the table for review at the January 22, 2024, and February 12, 2024 board meetings, listed A through I in the board docs.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Mr. Thomas, was your hand up? I'm sorry, I missed. Okay, motion is approved 9-0.
I make a motion to approve recommendation that the following revised policies be placed on the table for review until the April 15, 2024 board meeting, listed A and B.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion approved 9-0.
And that concludes my section. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bensing. We'll move now to 7, Pupil Services, Food Service, Mrs. Diefenbach.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I move we approve the 2024 to 2027 special education plan. That document is yours on board docs.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion passes 9-0.
And thank you to Dr. Long for putting that together. I also ask that we approve the food service operating statement for the period July 1, 2023 through December 31, 2023.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion is approved 9-0.
Mr. Bensing, do you have anything to say about the food? It's this, folks. The food service is doing really well. Okay. And finally, I move that we approve the payment of food service fund bills in the amount of $423,363.36.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion is approved 9-0.
Thank you, and that concludes my section.
Thank you, Mrs. Diefenbach. And now we'll move to 8, Technology, Transportation, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, Mrs. Schlegel. I move we approve the following drivers pending the completion of required driver materials for DB Fisher Transportation, Nathan Hammer Jr., Alexis Long, and William Rhodes.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. And that motion is approved 9-0.
Thank you. That concludes my section.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Okay, that brings us to the end of the agenda. I will announce now that we will have executive session for the purpose of student discipline issues. We will be taking action, so after executive session, we'll reconvene, take the action. So at this point, we will not adjourn. We will wait. We'll just go into executive session. Yeah. Okay, we're now back in session, and I will be reading some motions. Okay. Number 1, I make a motion to accept that Cedar Crest High School student 232407 was in violation of weapons policy 218.1.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. I make a motion to accept recommendation of administration to expel the Cedar Crest High School student 232407 from the Cornwall Lebanon School District for a period of up to 1 calendar year, but allow the superintendent the discretion to modify the consequence.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, a show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. I make a motion to authorize and direct the solicitor and the school district administration to prepare a written adjudication involving Cedar Crest High School student 232407 to be signed by the appropriate school district representatives and to provide the adjudication as well as an explanation about appeal rights and about continuing education for the student in writing as promptly as possible.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 4, I make a motion to accept that Cedar Crest High School student 232408 was in violation of Weapons Policy 218.1.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 5, I make a motion to accept recommendation of the administration to expel the Cedar Crest High School student 232408 from the Cornwall-Lebanon School District for a period of up to 1 calendar year, but allow the superintendent the discretion to modify the consequence.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 6, I make a motion to authorize and direct the solicitor and the school district administration to prepare a written adjudication involving Cedar Crest High School student 232408 to be signed by the appropriate school district representatives and to provide the adjudication as well as an explanation about appeal rights, about continuing education for the student in writing as promptly as possible.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. That passes 9-0. I make a motion to accept the Cedar Crest High School student 232409 was in violation of Controlled Substance Policy number 227.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. I make a motion to accept recommendation of administration to expel the Cedar Crest High School student 232409 from the Cornwall-Lebanon School District for a period of up to 1 calendar year, but allow the superintendent the discretion to modify the consequence.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 9, I make a motion to authorize and direct the solicitor and school district administration to prepare a written adjudication involving Cedar Crest High School student 232409 to be signed by the appropriate school district representatives and to provide the adjudication as well as an explanation about appeal rights and about continuing education for the student in writing as promptly as possible.
Second.
Motion is second. All those, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 10, I make a motion to accept that Cedar Crest High School Middle School student 232411 was in violation of Controlled Substance Policy number 227.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. Number 11, I make a motion to accept recommendation of administration to expel the Cedar Crest Middle School student 232411 from the Cornwall-Lebanon School District for a period of up to 1 calendar year, but allow the superintendent the discretion to modify the consequence.
Second.
Motion is second. All those, show of hands. Motion passes 9-0. And number 12, I make a motion to authorize and direct the solicitor and the school district administration to prepare a written adjudication involving Cedar Crest Middle School student 232411 to be signed by the appropriate school district representatives and to provide the adjudication as well as an explanation about appeal rights and about continuing education for the student in writing as promptly as possible.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, show of hands. And that it passes 9-0. Okay. So that concludes the motions. That concludes the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay. Motion and a second to adjourn. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you.